Welcome back. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And this is the exciting and new podcast. We're coming at you here from Andy's basement.
Yes, it is. It's a temple down here.
I'm talking to you through a new mic this evening, so hopefully I'm either more bassy or less bassy, whichever one we were going for with this.
Wouldn't it be weird if you were just Count Basie? I don't know. I don't know what that would mean, though.
I like the name. I like that one right off the bat.
Brian's pushing a lot of buttons over here and making me nervous. Either we're
He's
not
never
being,
done that much work.
Either we're not being heard or we're being heard way too much. I'm not sure what's happening.
You're being heard.
All I see is click.
That might be the problem, that we are being heard.
All our listeners are saying, no, you're good. You're great. You sound great. Thanks, Logan.
Like, thanks, Mom.
Our listener. Oh, my mom listened to 3 seconds of one. She was like, I don't think this is for me.
My mom, I think I have it set on her phone to download just so I can get the numbers, but...
So what are we doing?
This week we're going to discuss 3 new episodes, and they are titled A Very Special Girl, Until the Last Goodbye, and The Inspector. The original air date was February 11th, 1978.
I'd like to go on record here. I was listening to our Christmas special the other day at work.
Yes,
where I had
dropped last week.
Yes, where I had a great difficulty figuring out which titles were referencing which stories. I got all these today. I got them already. I'm good. I'm good to go.
I was going to ask if you got the titles, if you could, how soon you got them. If it took you a while.
Now I didn't know the titles until right now, but I'm good.
Oh, so as soon as I told you, you know, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom.
I watched the episode last week for reasons, but I'm still remembering that.
Nice.
Yes, even though last time I watched it the day of, couldn't remember it.
Here's did I say the date? Yeah, February 11th, 1978.
Do you want me to hold that over here?
No, the mic was in the way. I was like, what?
Okay.
I was like, okay, so February 11th, 1978, and here's our description. Melanie is popular with men while her friend Jane is ignored. Brian Sherwood spends a lot of time with a younger woman. The staff try to figure out which passenger is the cruise line's inspector, and a Russian man repeats the same phrase. That
sounds like 4 stories, even though I know 2 are connected. But
from this description, it could be 4. Yeah. But it's
Although
if you give it tell the two.
What was the last one?
It was the last one was a Russian man repeats the same phrase.
I'm glad you said that because I thought he was speaking Italian the whole time. But now
I didn't think Italian, but I was like, oh, this guy's Greek or something like that.
I didn't think Italian. Greek, yeah. I didn't think Italian either. But
I didn't think Russian.
I just like to go. No, I did not think Russian at all. No. Yeah. I thought they did say a name at one time, and they said like Papadopoulos or something like that. I thought there was a Greek name thrown out there.
It was like Chrysodelski in the beginning, like that. Lecky, something
sounds like Lecky. That sounds like more Czech
because
or something like that.
He interrupts when people are coming on.
Yeah, he interrupts a lot.
He interrupts when Jim Backus was coming on, and Gopher pulls Jim Backus to the side, and then he walks away, and then he forgot about Mr. Credits. But then he shows up constantly.
He should be playing hockey, that guy with that name. Mr.
Well, I gave away our first guest star.
Oh, who? The
Jim
Russian
Backus,
guy?
I said.
Jim Backus.
This is his first of 2 episodes. He'll be playing 2 different characters, and I believe he comes back in season 5.
How old is Jim Backus at this point? Do you have that written down?
Did not do his age.
When did he die?
He died... I think he did one of the Gilligan's Islands in 1990.
Ooh, really?
But I could be wrong.
The only Gilligan's Island...
might have been stock footage.
I remember there was a Gilligan's Island. I think it was the Harlem Globetrotters one, where he did not appear in it. It was like his son. It was Lovey and the
died
son.
In 89.
89, okay.
And this was, 78, I said? So he was born in 1913.
So he had a good 10 years left.
He was about 65.
Left. But that one Gilligan's Island where he wasn't in it,
65?
65 years old is when he died?
No, he was 65 during this episode.
Oh, okay.
He lived to be 76.
But the one that his son is in it, I mean, not Jim Backus is, Thurston Howell, he might have been Thurston Howell the fourth for all I know, but
his and Lovey's
kid. I think it's the one with the Harlem Globetrotters, but Jim Backus shows up at the end. But he was like in a wheelchair, and they just kind of like wheeled him on. I was like, well, that is sad. Do we need to see this?
That's not something. I have here his top 4, and his top 4 were. Do you want to guess any of his top 4?
I know nothing except Gilligan's Island and Mr. Magoo. That's it.
And it's funny because Gilligan's Island
is not in his top 4.
It's the 4th one.
Oh, okay. What else is there?
Rebel Without a Cause.
Never saw it. I've never seen it. I've never seen a James Dean movie ever. I know there's only a couple,
of him.
but
I know, but I've never.
I know every teenage girl has his poster on the wall, but I've never seen a movie of him.
Doesn't he do porn?
Oh, I think we're thinking about different James Deans.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Dean.
Oh, he makes sausages, or he has a sausage.
It's a mad world.
Come on, that's not a fair thing to have as your top credit because everybody's in that movie.
I know,
and I don't even remember him actually being in that movie. I mean, that's like a Sid Caesar. Milton Berle.
He was probably one of the
Spencer Tracy
joint, one-off like
the Three Stooges were in there for a second.
Sad, yeah.
Am I okay? I feel loud to myself. Can you turn me down a little?
You don't feel too loud on my side, so maybe it's your headphones.
Maybe my ears are so good that I hear myself better. That's better. I like that better.
You like that?
Yeah. Is that over the air turning me down, or just in my own head?
Just in your own head.
Oh, okay, that's good. Good. I mean, my things that are going on in my head should be dimmed down.
Your levels are normal.
That's the only thing that's
I don't know about that.
On me.
The Wheeler Dealers.
Never heard of
movie. And how many episodes? He was in every episode of Gilligan's Island. How many episodes of Gilligan's Island were there?
I think Gilligan's Island was for the amount of. I'm going to say Gilligan's Island was like 3 seasons. I'm going to say 75 episodes.
Brian?
I think people think it was like a 10-year show, but I don't think it lasted that long.
Yeah, I was thinking like 4 seasons, maybe 5, so I'll do 100.
It was 3 seasons, 99 episodes.
Oh, wow. So they did 33 episode seasons?
I think the first season was like 36 episodes or something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
Wow. That's so funny now because we're so accustomed now. Like, if anything's over 8 episodes, I'm like, oh, God, I'm out on this season. I can't watch all this.
I've never heard of this one, but in 1982, he was in 13 episodes of Gilligan's Planet.
Oh, it was a cartoon.
I don't think it's a cartoon, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is a cartoon? All right.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was live action.
Oh, no. Come on, you wouldn't know that there was an outer space Gilligan's Island going on?
For 13 episodes? Yeah, I think that could have got buried
I'm pretty sure that was animated. I think it's the same premise. All of them get stranded on a planet.
I kind of want to see it.
I think I saw it back then.
Do you think they brought the Globetrotters back onto that?
82?
82, yeah.
I'm sure I probably watched that back then. I was 12. That was right in my wheelhouse then.
Yeah.
I do remember it. And it was all the voices. Everybody voiced the characters.
Yeah, so they all came back, I think, except
Ginger, because why make free money? Why have money thrown at you?
Yeah, you don't even need, you can do it all in one sitting.
I love these people that have standards. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Like Will Ferrell not taking $30 million to an Elf 2 sequel, like because he's got so much money, $30 million, does it make life easier?
I don't understand. He says he doesn't get along with that Adam McKay guy anymore either. That he had writing, like he wrote all those movies and stuff with in the past. And
$30 million makes all those problems go away. All of them. Adolf Hitler could direct me in a movie for $30 million.
That was John Favreau that he didn't get along with.
That was Favreau.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also broke up with Adam McKay.
I heard. Yeah, I didn't know about the Favreau, but
they both have different production companies now.
For $30,000, I'll do it with Hitler.
Yeah, you're right. 30,000
with Hitler.
Oh no,
that's what Andy said.
No, 30 million. I'm doing with Hitler.
I said 30,000.
You're doing with Hitler?
If he's directing, I'm not doing anything else. He's just directing me in a movie.
I want to do some kind of, I don't know.
I got here the Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. I had the year for that.
That's my German. I don't even know what I just said.
I have the year for that one, and the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, I thought you meant Hitler. I was going to say 45. At least that was the end. What were you trying to do with it, Brian? Were you trying to hit the... He kept looking at buttons. I'm like, I know he wants to do something.
I forgot where the
I know
shot was.
He wants to do something.
I got all these buttons here now.
That's great.
I forgot the rim shot was over here.
So do you want to guess the year of Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island? Or
So he died in 89, and like I just said, he was in it, I think, and he was ill already. So I'm going to say late. Like, I'm going to say 87. I remember watching it.
right?
What are we talking about?
The Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island, the year that it was a TV movie.
Oh, I remember that.
We're guessing the year.
I was older, so I'm going to say 86.
All right.
86. And what did you say?
87.
81.
Oh,
81.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was
Maybe he's not in that one at all.
Yeah, I didn't look to see if
There was more than
yeah,
one.
he is in it because
I mean,
I got him here. Yeah.
There's more than one Gilligan's Island reunion movie
Oh, there was a bunch of them I didn't even list.
where they get stuck back on the island. And in one of them, I thought it was the Harlem Globetrotters one, he gets wheeled in at the end. So maybe it's not that
It
one.
could be another. There was a bunch of other ones I didn't want to write them all
Oh,
down.
no,
because that was just too much.
and nor should they be written down.
I remember getting so excited when I saw, a Gilligan's Island.
Oh, a
Reunion
movie? Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah, man. Because that had
Yeah.
already been off the air for a long time by
I
then,
want to say
10
that was
years.
66
Right.
to 69.
So in 81, a Gilligan's Island reunion movie? Count me in.
Yeah.
I wish there were Brady Bunch reunion movies in the 80s.
Speaking
there were.
of the
There
Brady
were.
Bunch,
I was going to say there were Brady Bunch reunion movies and a new show, Brady Brides and Brady,
there was Castaways from Gilligan's Island, and I had Rescue from Gilligan's Island were two other ones that I
okay.
saw out there, but I didn't want to list others. That was the last. But speaking of the Brady Bunch now,
Really?
Jim Backus
Was on Brady Bunch?
was on the Brady Bunch.
Ooh, I don't know that.
He was in 3 episodes. 2 of them were...
Come on, really?
Two of them were the Grand Canyon
Oh,
episodes.
he was the old prospector guy. That's right. How did I forget that? Yes, he was.
The other one...
He wasn't playing the prospector in the third.
He was grooming Cindy.
He didn't show up at the house as like, Carn Sarnett, I was working on your girl there out in the Grand Canyon. So was the third episode a different character?
His third appearance was season 5. He was a different character. He was playing Mr. Matthews, which was Mike's boss, one of his bosses.
Okay.
It was season 5, episode 21. It was the penultimate episode.
Interesting.
Because the next episode was the finale. So that tells you that Oliver was in this episode. This was an episode that Mike was doing a good job at work. So the Jim Backus character buys him a pool table and has it delivered.
I remember
and they put
that.
it in a garage.
I remember that.
Bobby becomes really good at shooting pool.
Uh-huh.
And he gets in trouble for it, like with schoolwork and all that stuff.
I do remember that.
But yeah.
Did he call his pool area the place to be?
No, that was definitely
that's Frank
Costanza.
Costanza's. It's the
What did the kids say?
The place to be.
Oh man, that's such a great show.
See, we should be doing a Seinfeld podcast. I wouldn't even need to rewatch that.
There's a few of them out there already.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I think
That's why we jumped on the Love Boat. There are none out there.
that was my reasoning when we were at that.
Was that
I
the
think we were at,
reasoning?
were we at Louis C.K.?
I think that was Louis C.K.
Yeah, and I said, I got an idea for a podcast, Love Boat, and then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I think you said I got a producer. I was
I got a
like,
guy.
what?
I know a guy. I know a guy. He's got less time than we do.
Hello, Papa Bad Kitty.
Let's do it. So we're through the first guest.
That's our first guest.
An
yes.
hour in. Here we go. As Brian was saying, we should cut these episodes down.
I think we should cut it down to my suggestion where we just discuss each topic real.
I'm just here for the jokes, man. You guys lead me. I don't have to do anything.
But yeah, whatever. We'll see how it goes.
It was the editing the Anthony episode that broke me.
And that's the episode that drops tonight, right?
Yeah.
And I knew he was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why we have not had a guest since, because I knew he was going to be a problem.
And it wasn't Anthony per se. It was having a phone interview to edit in. And I still have to perfect
So
that.
if having a person sitting here wouldn't be as
No, it
difficult.
wouldn't be nearly as bad. It's just,
I told Dana.
I think I have
just
to
gonna
edit
come
tracks
over soon.
separately.
So-
Oh.
Dana?
Yeah,
Dana would be great to have here.
Dana's going to come over soon, and I told her
To watch The Love Boat
I
or
told
do
her I'll
something
tell her
else?
which episode, and I said, or we could discuss other stuff, and we could talk.
You got to make
with
it
her
an
if you
episode
want.
with a lot of guest stars on there. That
I
she
told her to
would
let
know.
her pick an episode.
She's a kid. She's like 40 years old. She doesn't know anybody. 40 being a kid. What the fuck happened to me?
She's not 40 per se.
No, she's a little older than 40, but she's a young woman. Sorry, Dana.
That was cute. No, I thought it was cute. I liked it. You're like, young lady.
Young lady.
She's not coming on now.
Well, she won't hear, this episode won't come out in time
that's
for her
true.
to hear it before
we drag
have
her
her here. Yeah.
Drag her on.
We need a woman's
a woman's perspective, right? Yeah.
I think that's the thing we don't need. I think a woman's perspective would be, the fuck are you guys doing? What's wrong with you? And then we'd be like, oh yeah, what are we doing? Sorry. I guess we'll just stop now.
And when I'm bringing up that, and he played the prospector, the Dana's going to be like, shut the I'm like, he was the bank manager and the jerk? No.
Oh my God, that guy.
Remember, he got Joanna Kearns, dude.
And he didn't deserve that. He just said, what was it? He said tequila sunrise. He said, no, a screwdriver. Screwdriver.
Yep. That was the code word. Remember how tall she was in that one?
When Brian and I go on our cruise in March, I'm just going to go up to every woman and be like, screwdriver. Screwdriver. And they're all going to look at me like I'm crazy, which of course I am, but
they won't know why you're saying
every once in a while, a woman will be like, love boat, screwdriver. And
they'll be like, wait.
And Michelle will be sitting there going like, take him.
So like season 1, episode 9? They're like, wasn't Stu being a prick in the pilot?
Oh, what a prick.
Susan Blanchard played Sarah Lambert. This is her first of 2 episodes. She's playing 2 different characters. She only had 22 credits, one of them being They Live. She played Ingenue in They Live. And then she was in 1 episode of Webster.
Wait.
What character was that?
Yeah, wait, she was in They Live?
Ingenue. 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 I think it might have been not a main.
I guess not.
Yeah, not.
I love They Live.
She wasn't Roddy Piper.
I was going to say, was she in the fight? The infamous fight? I love They Live. That is one of those movies that I don't think gets enough credit for how great it was.
And yeah, it's very
and it's probably because it had Roddy Piper in it, and it's a wrestler.
You know what? But
now The Rock's the biggest star on the planet. But back then
that was one of the first
non-Hulk Hogan movies.
Well, was it Jesse Ventura too?
Oh,
right?
Jesse Ventura, sure.
Yeah, because he was in some
Predator and Running Man.
Running Man, nice. I forgot about that one.
But yeah, They Live, great movie. I don't know her from that.
I didn't either. I was hoping it would have been fun if it was a bigger part.
I heard that.
Check 1.
You're waiting for sounds. I heard that.
That was Andy just opening up his next
martini.
Next up, we had Paul Burke. He was playing Brian Sherwood.
Yeah. Can I just stop you? The girl that you just said, who I don't remember what she's from. Which story is she from? Which girl is she?
She is in the
very special girl?
Until the Last Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Until the Last Goodbye.
After the fact, that story was fucking creepy.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, at one point, I'm like, obviously, this is his daughter. And then as he's stroking her, I'm like, oh, no, this is not his daughter. And then it's his daughter.
And then,
spoiler alert.
And then cheek to cheek almost, right? And everything like.
Yeah. Not appropriate father-daughter
touching. Everything they could, but have them see them kiss.
They wanted you to think that they were having an affair, but it turned out it was the daughter, but no father and daughter act like that.
Remember, because she's like, you didn't have to get separate rooms.
Yeah.
But they were adjoining, so it was like.
My mom called that.
Did she call? Well, I called it too until they were like making out or something at dinner. I'm like, oh, obviously that's not his daughter because that is disgusting. And then it was his daughter. I guess that's how it is in their family. Jeffrey Jones gets that. He's touching little boys.
Oh. Yeah,
Isn't
that's
he?
From
Ferris.
I was gonna say the principal from Ferris, and
well, he's in a million things, but
I was trying to
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood, nice. So yeah, Paul Burke is in 3.
I love how we get off. All of a sudden we're talking about Jeffrey Jones because we're talking about.
And we're like, oh yeah, he diddled boys.
So inappropriate relationships.
Paul Burke is 3 episodes, 3 different characters, and he's playing Brian Sherwood.
And which guy is that?
Brian Sherwood is. I'm trying to, because it's not a face I remember, so I'm trying to get the name.
You know what? Keep going, man. Who cares? Honestly, who cares?
He's in 23 episodes of Dynasty.
Okay, never saw it.
I never watched it. Yeah, Santa Barbara, 21 episodes. So he was more of a
soap guy.
Yeah. Up next, 8 episodes, 5 different characters. She marries Gavin McLeod 5 years later. Patty McLeod, she plays Mrs. Corwin. She marries, she gets married to Gavin McLeod. That's Patty McLeod.
Wait, she doesn't marry Captain Stubing. She actually marries Gavin McLeod in real life.
In real life, yeah.
And which character is this?
Mrs. Corwin. The one that she was like really silly.
Oh, good Lord.
They were like, you're in this room. She's like, how can I be in that room if I'm right here?
Yeah. How can you marry her? I know she's acting, but she was so stupid.
She was
every once in a while, the Lovebot has to throw in these characters that are dumber than. I mean, if they were that stupid, they couldn't live to be in their 40s.
They got married in June 30th, 1985, and they were married until he died in May.
So she's his widower, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, or widow.
Yeah,
she's his widow. He would be a widower.
Do you think they met on this Love Boat episode?
I want to say it.
I want to hope they
did, or maybe at a
you said she's on more episodes?
Maybe at a swingers party at Bert Convey's.
That's a real specific ask there.
You said she was on more. I was laughing over.
Why? Do we know that they're at Bert Convey's swinger parties?
No, because he used to host Tattletales, and I always thought all those couples on Tattletales were swingers. You know, it just seemed like they would all know each other. They were at the same parties or whatever.
I like when you find out like people that are on the the dating game, where like actors just like trying to get a break because there's famous people that you find out like
Alley was
people like that. You find out like Jim Carrey was like a person on the dating game. You're
like,
you
find out somebody was on Love Connection. You're like, with Chuck Woolery. Yeah, that's cool.
Back in two and two. What an asshole! Oh my God, 2 and 2.
Up next, we had Deborah Lee Scott. She was only in 1 episode. She played Jane Cole. That was the ugly girl, if you want to say.
So she's the girl that was from Welcome Back, Kotter.
She was in Welcome Back, Kotter for 5 episodes, the 2 Police Academy movies, 1 and 3. She was in Dirty Harry, American Graffiti. She died at 52.
She's dead? Wow, I'm shocked by that.
Cirrhosis.
Ooh. Listen, I'm 52 next year. There's a good chance I die of cirrhosis next year.
Can we get another martini?
I was going to go up and get the whiskey at the first chance anybody said they had to take a break.
Let's pause it after we get through the names here. Or?
How far are we
in? 23 minutes.
That's usually where we are.
Does that count like some of our early stuff before we?
Oh no, we're 30 minutes in with the early stuff.
Man, I thought I saved us a few minutes. Bob Seagren. He plays Mike Andrews. He's the cool one that steals away the blonde from Doc, which was. That was creepy.
Doc being Doc.
Doc doing his thing. He's known from... he was a gold medal pole vaultist. And he won the gold in 1968 Olympics from Mexico.
He was a Mexican Olympiad, or he was an American Olympiad in Mexico?
He won it from Mexico. Yeah, he was
interesting.
A Mexican Olympiad, yeah. I do not have any other acting credits really for him. That's all I had for him.
Okay.
I thought that was
good
interesting,
for him.
Right? Yeah.
I wonder if he's still pole vault now. Like that seems like a thing you retire from very young.
I want to say if he was doing it really well in 68.
Oh, I know. That's 53 years ago. He's probably not doing it now. He's pole vaulting heaven now.
Carrie did the pole vaulting, and one time...
Did she really?
She wore the spiky shoes, and when she came down, her foot hit her leg and like her knee and like ripped a giant hole in her knee.
Stitches?
I don't even know her. Oh, wait.
We were supposed to take her to Stitches, but at the time we had bad health insurance. So Dr. Daddy
So he said, just put some pressure on it.
Like,
went to CVS for the butterfly strips.
I was going to say, did you get like crazy
she has a
super
beautiful
glue? You got,
scar
like,
now.
super glue and put that on there, right?
She wouldn't let me use the super glue. I was going to do a butterfly thing and a super glue, and she wouldn't let me do the super glue. So now she's got a scar because she said no to the super glue.
Remember when Brady broke his elbow a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
He did the same thing. He's like, just sleep through it.
He said, Mommy and Daddy still don't have the good insurance.
Their kids would all be presidents of the United States now if he had just taken them to the hospital. Instead, they're all living at home.
They're like, what's that one thing you look back on in life that you regret? And he's just like this scar on my knee.
I could have been Miss America. I came out and they're like, ooh, no, you are not.
They're like, the camera just focused right on my knee. Up next in her first of
Carrie.
her first
It's
of
all
two
good,
episodes.
right? I know you listen.
Oh, she does.
It's just
listen, right?
jokes.
I think so.
Well, she tweets like she listens. I don't know if she actually listens.
She's in 2 episodes, 2 different characters. Loretta Spang. She played Melanie Taylor, the hot blonde.
Not hot, by the way.
Not that hot. No,
Not hot that everybody was falling all over each other to
I
get
thought
with
Deborah
her.
Lee looked a little better at times. Yeah.
No, but they should have gotten someone hotter. Back then, where's Suzanne Summers? What's she doing then?
I mean, Connie.
Where's
We're
Joyce
going back
DeWitt?
Connie.
Joyce DeWitt. Yeah.
Connie
Farrah
would've been
Fawcett.
good, yeah.
She probably wants to do an episode
Mary
of
Ann
Love.
Mobley.
Who's that?
She replaced Dixie Carter on Different Strokes.
Jeez.
She played the same character, though. She was still Drummond's wife. Dixie Carter married Drummond, and then Dixie Carter left. And in that last season, Mary Ann Mobley and and they had Sam. Remember
The little ginger kid?
That's the season Sam got kidnapped, and she does
Gordon Jump.
No, this is different. She does the worst thing. She goes, "Bring me back like my son." She does it in the worst. It's the worst acting I've ever seen. But I get so excited every time I see it. I just love it every second of it.
I'm adding that to Jason's IMDb credits. I got to find out the episode title there.
Is that getting added to
background
along
rapist
with
or something like that?
along with the bicycle shop?
Oh yeah,
episode?
bicycle shop patron, and the Jesse Spano. I'm so excited episode, like amphetamines dealer or something like that.
It wasn't even amphetamines. It was caffeine pills.
I
Caffeine
know.
pills,
Because they couldn't say amphetamines on TV.
So
back
that chick
then.
that played she plays Melanie Taylor.
Caffeine pills. Have a fucking coffee, man. I have a 32-ounce coffee every morning, and I still want to take a nap by 10
Didn't they do an
o'clock.
episode? The next season they did an episode on that. Zach was addicted to coffee. They had to.
Well, on the new Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I watch. I'm on season 2.
Oh yeah, the one of the great jokes is when her husband gives her coffee, and she's just like. She has like a chip for being off caffeine, and she gets all pissed. I mean, it's very funny, but it's in the comedic vein, but it's all stems from that episode.
I celebrate the Saved by the Bell.
I don't.
It's not bad.
Great. The new stuff is very funny.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's more adult.
Yeah.
It's definitely more adult.
Well, aren't they all? Isn't it like the adult
And Lisa
cast?
Turtle came back this year.
Did she? How's she looking?
Yeah, she looked amazing,
Yeah,
and they
okay.
did a Screech tribute in the first episode because he was actually going to be
Like,
coming back.
did they
He was
they
actually
kill
gonna
him
be
on the
coming back.
show? Like Screech
No,
is
they
dead
didn't
on the
kill him on
show.
the show. They just showed them sitting at the Max. They were sitting at there.
Oh my God.
And they were talking about Screech. And then they showed like old pictures and.
But they didn't say
video.
Screech died in a
No, they just said it was
in a
sad.
porn accident.
One of my favorite things is when they address like they're sitting at the Max, the new kids, and the seniors were hitting on them, and they're just like they're old men, and they're just like, are these seniors like really teenagers? And they're like guys in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah, because if you look back, like that one guy, Patrick Muldoon, I think his name was, he was dating Kelly on Saved by the Bell, and he was like in his mid 20s, and she was like 16. She broke up with Zach to date him. It was so weird. So no, Loretta Spang.
Let's get off our.
I want to tell her something she was in. I think you guys may know, maybe not. She was on. It was 2 episodes. Excuse me. Battlestar Galactica from 1978 to 79.
Yeah, she's Cassiopeia, right?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Let's see if you guys knew that one.
Did you watch the old one?
I haven't watched it since I was a kid. But I love the
nor
old
have I.
one.
She was.
I still not finished the new one. And by new, it's been off the air for 10 years, but I've moved on to other things. I can't let Battlestar Galactica drag my television watching down. Every time I want to watch something, every time I want to watch something, I'm like, oh, I should finish Battlestar Galactica, except it fucking sucks. So why don't I just watch something I want to watch?
Also, you've been saying you've been wanting to finish that for a long time, too. So
I wrote a list down 2 years ago of the shows I want to watch, and Battlestar Galactica is at the top of it. I had COVID 11 months ago. And at that time, I was like, all right, now's the time to get through some Battlestar Galactica. And even in my weakened state, I couldn't watch it then.
No.
And I'm almost done. I mean, I've got like the last season, half the last season to watch. Now, every episode I watch, I'm like, who likes this shit? Who likes this shit?
I do.
And that's I won't go back and watch it.
And that just goes to show when Brian recommends a show, I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch anything.
But I love Foundation.
I definitely hit that.
Oh, yeah.
What's another show that Brian
that
likes
fucking 100 show?
100. My God, I love that
and that
show.
god awful due date
over,
movie.
Or is it still on?
No, it ended.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Love
7
Boat.
seasons.
7 seasons. Gilligan's Island went 3 seasons. This shit ass show 100 went 7 seasons.
Wait, 7 seasons? How many episodes?
Yeah, they're probably all like 13 episodes.
Or if they did 10, Gilligan's Island did more in 3 than they did in 7.
Go Alan Hale. You can pack them all in. How many episodes a season?
I don't know.
I mean, were they like 26 episode seasons?
I think when they started, it was normal, but then it flipped over to the 10 or 13 per season to keep it going,
Yeah.
I would just like to go on record now. Logan and Brady are watching Breaking Bad, and every once in a while I'll come home.
Right?
Yeah, first time, and every once in a while I'll come home and Logan will be watching an episode. I'm like, I got to sit down and watch this with you. Like the one the other day was Face Off.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, and Logan looks at me and I'm like, what? He's like, oh, what's going to happen?
Like Dad's sitting down.
Yeah. As soon as I sat down, he's like, oh, what's going to happen? I'm like,
I watched Face Off with Brady.
Did you really?
This weekend.
How funny is that?
That's earlier weird. This week, and today he was watching the one with when Skylar brings her to find the money and show him the money and the
in the storage locker.
The storage locker, yeah, and then it ends with Hank. And as soon as I saw it was that episode, I sat right down. And I was talking about, and I kept calling Todd Skinny Todd.
And it's so funny because I was doing that to Logan the other day. I'm like, "Did you meet Uncle Jack yet?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You're in the last season, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm 4 episodes in." I'm like, "Uncle Jack?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Jesse Plimpton, whatever the fuck." He's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Fat Damon, Meth Damon, whatever that guy." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Really? You haven't met those guys yet?" I'm like, "Did Mike talk about like his guys on the inside yet that have to be taken care of?" He's like, "Would you stop spoiling everything?" I'm like, you were in the last season and none of this has happened yet? I can't believe none of this stuff has happened yet.
That's all in the first few episodes that you learn about those guys.
So then the train.
And I said that. Well, that's why I wanted to know if he met Meth Damon yet, because I was like, have you met him yet? Because
that's where he comes
the
in,
train
right?
episode. Yeah. Oh my God, that thing. Oh God damn. I remember watching that and being like, you've got to be kidding me.
I was like, where's this show going?
Oh, what a terrible show that was. I wish Breaking Bad just started. I'd love to not know what was good. Like, that's one of those shows where I can't wait till I have Alzheimer's. I want to forget it, and then Michelle just sticks me in front of a TV and says, here, watch this show. And I'll be like drooling on myself watching it, going like, oh my God.
And you're like, Star Wars.
I sure really like this Gale character. I hope he lasts till the end.
I always say that it's not even in my top 20, and then I watch an episode and I'm like, my God, this show is great.
It might be my favorite show of all time, Breaking Bad. Seriously, I love it. I love it so much.
I put it up there with the 100.
God damn you. I want to fucking rip this microphone.
Does that make you more mad? Or what if I said, like, you should put that up there with The Wire? I wouldn't say that to you,
but everybody says The Wire is great.
That makes you more mad, right?
Just because I don't like The Wire, everybody else seems to. No one said that. Like, I want to... Let's do Love Boat. Let's do Love Boat.
Oh, wait. I wanted to finish up with the Loretta Spang. She's also in 6 episodes, 4 different characters of Happy Days. She was in the Love Boat 1976 movie as Juanita Havlicek, and I caught her in 1 episode of The $6 Million Man.
Oh, damn, the Love Boat. The
Love Boat's a top
100,
10?
the 100 has a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hell yeah.
And a 7.6
Now,
on IMDb.
7.6
92% like this show, according to Google
76
users.
seems more likely.
But even 70, it's a 20 at best. We just saw that terrible
Holiday special.
Star Wars
yeah, it was
holiday special.
27?
I might watch this over that, but not. What just happened?
Was that Chucky somewhere?
Did Chucky like crash?
No, but Logan probably left some Wawa sub over there half eaten, and so Chucky's
I think
tearing
that's what
into
it's
that
doing.
shit.
Is that lettuce on his face? Okay, last cast member or special guest star this week is Sal Viscuso. He played Doug Ketchum. You may know him from Soap. How many episodes of Soap do you think he was in?
I've seen Soap. I don't know Soap. I don't know. I'm going to say 25.
I don't even remember him from Soap.
I didn't get his name from Soap, so yeah, sorry.
He was Billy Crystal's boyfriend, right?
I think he played the father.
Oh, wait. Who are we talking about?
Sal Viscuso. He played Doug Ketchum.
Oh, was he the guy who was dying?
No, he's the guy.
spoiler alert.
He's the guy that was hooked up with the redhead.
Oh, he definitely was. Richard Mulligan was Billy Crystal's father.
That's why I said he was the father, a priest.
Oh, a
Yeah,
father.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I thought you meant a father.
yeah.
Like
I
the
see what you're saying.
father.
I was like, no, I'm not saying it's his dad.
Is Chucky all right?
He just had half a Wawa sub. I'm sure his cholesterol just spiked. And his sodium.
So Andy said 25.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, I don't
from
remember. I'm just
Soap.
taking a total.
I'm going to
Seven
say
dark.
11.
He was in 23 out of
Oh.
88 episodes. I have him here down. He was in 1 episode of Silver Spoons, an episode of Facts of Life.
Now, this is the curly haired guy, right?
Yeah, and he was also.
He seemed like one of those guys. I kept looking him up and saying, I know this
I
guy
got
from
something you may have known.
Maybe.
He was a radio operator in Spaceballs.
I remember what's his face was a radio operator.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, Michael Winslow.
He was the
the
head
beeps,
one,
the bleeps,
yeah.
and the creeps. He was in Spaceballs.
Speaker. What? Sir, speakers broke down.
I cannot remember him from Spaceballs.
He was one of those guys.
And he
sitting
was
there.
he was a Spaceball.
He was an asshole, right? Weren't they all assholes?
Yeah, was he one
Sir,
of?
Sir, they're all
Was he
assholes.
major asshole?
He was. I don't think he was major asshole. Sir, they're
Gunners-
all assholes.
Gunners-
Salute. You did that last week. Salute, President Scroob.
Gunner's mate, first class, sir.
What's his passcode to his luggage?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a code that an asshole would put on his. Or an asshole? Was it an asshole?
He said. Remember, he said, "Why did anybody tell me my ass was so big?"
It's funny because my password at work is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's everybody's
But that's what
password.
everybody. Oh yeah, that's right. It is.
And every time I put it in, I was like, "Why do we have any? Why is it even password protected? Everybody's got the same fucking password."
Our passwords are 18 characters.
Yeah, you work
they're
for a
probably-
nuclear silo, man. You're bombing people halfway
It's
across the
probably like
world.
You can't have 2 capital letters back to back.
Brian's responsible for more deaths than.
Hitler.
Well, I was going to say there's a joke in there.
Yeah, now I have to cut all this out.
Brian edits the shit about him out, and then I'm sitting there with all my
All right.
slurs
No,
and
give me-
stuff like that. He leaves them in.
Tee it up again, Brian. Go ahead. I got one. I got a different one for him.
Brian's responsible for more deaths than
Pol Pot.
Oh, God, wow. Nice. No, there's a joke in there from, is it Airplane or Naked Gun? Damn,
I don't know if it's
whatever.
Airplane,
Whatever. Go on.
This is the end of the
go on.
special guest, so I thought maybe this would be a good time for us to take that break so you could go get the special.
the exciting new whiskey.
Here, I'll play us out.
Oh, it's like that. We're doing a half, just the introductions as an episode now.
We gave away pretty much part of most of the episode.
There's a naked gun. Like,
How long was that?
there's a naked gun line. So it's like,
That hurts. That really hurts because we had some gold in there.
There was gold in there. I just saw it flashing.
That hurts. That one stings a little bit. Just a little
I'm
bit.
sorry.
We lost our toast. All the shaking. It was all in there.
We can retoast. We're recording now.
Ladies and gentlemen, what just went down here? Andy, you want to say a few words?
it's still blinking. Why is it still blinking?
That's another
Now are we
button.
talking? Now are we talking?
That's another button. It's going good now.
So the past 20 minutes?
No, I'd say 10.
Half hour.
I think we had at least another 90 minutes on top of that.
It was only 10 minutes.
We had a toast we did, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about Jefferson's Reserve being old, very old, very small batch. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. We did a little toast. There was some ice clinking you heard
You're
early
supposed to
on.
look over here and see if this button's flashing or not.
Andy, you have a few words for Brian?
I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry.
I'm kind of like,
We got through. We were changing up the format. This was going to be the first time we were going to just discuss each story separately.
are you sure it wasn't recording?
It was flashing, so that means...
What's the time we're at?
48 minutes.
I don't think we got it then. Because we were at 23 minutes and we went another good 20 after at least 15, 20 after.
I hate to say this, but I think at this point we should just watch the episode and do it that way. I don't know what we can recreate from
Well, we only talked about the one story.
and Cleophas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one story.
all the good shit.
Yeah, so do you want to try and do that again or...
Cleophas, inappropriate relationship, tender.
Cleophas
Go
was...
on. Next episode. Next one.
Why don't we just skip that episode then? That was a very sad episode. The dad and his daughter
Slash lover.
were made to seem like they were having an incestuous relationship at one point. No, 7 points in the episode, I would say.
Every time they came back from a commercial,
There was
these
a
two
cool,
are-
there was a cool end of a scene as it was going into commercial. You saw the boat. It was at night. It was all lit up, and then all the lights went out. I think you brought that up on a previous episode.
Yeah, that never happens on a boat. They just don't all of a sudden like 10 o'clock, lights out. It never happens.
When you see other boats out on the ocean, they're all lit up.
Yeah, and people are doing stuff
I
all
was
night
gonna say,
on a cruise ship. It's not
The
like all of a sudden
casino's
like
probably like lit up
and
all
the
that
dance, the disco and stuff like that. That's all going on. The last time Brian and I were on a boat, Martini night probably didn't end till midnight, and then we went to trivia.
Yeah.
But do you think
And we
do you think it
won.
was different back then?
And we won. Yeah, but Brian made a good point there. You don't want to be totally dark.
True, because
You want to be
not good to
seen
see,
out
yeah.
there. What happens if someone comes driving
Is
along
that-
on their
at
boat?
least exterior lights, at least,
Yeah.
right? Not like
That is a dumb thing to have.
My last cruise, I saw at least 2 other cruise ships.
I remember
like,
we were
off in
on
the
one. I
distance.
think the one we were on, we saw a boat for a lot. We were
did
following
you,
it
Did you
and
moon
looking.
them?
Yeah.
We did, yes.
Yeah.
We gave him everything. We gave him the front and back.
Did you Winnie the Pooh them? Just standing there with a t-shirt on. Your hand in honey. That's not a hand. Cleophas came up, and that was something that was brought up in a prior episode where Andy didn't know a certain someone was the father.
Really? We're
Of
going
a
to try to
baby.
recreate everything we talked about?
I was just trying to touch on some of the things just to see if it would bring anything
You
back
got
to
to
you.
recreate the things
I'm
that
not gonna
I forgot.
I'm not going to remember everything. So this,
I think
I
you
forgot.
lost it. It's just lost.
I think this is going to be one of those wild episodes that's going to go out just like this. Because I think if we touch on that episode, which we did, and then we try and just talk about the other 2 episodes with my hands,
I think every time you try to bring me back
my
to what we
jazz-
already talked about, I get angry. So, I think we should just move on.
So then, how about we talk about a very special girl, the kind you don't bring home to mama. That was something that wasn't in the
that was not James Brown. Rick James wasn't in there.
It was actually Rick James Brown.
Rick James Brown. I'm Rich Biatch.
So, what do you remember about a very special girl?
Well, that was the one where the two girls came on the boat, and one of the girls was super hot, and the other one was super plain.
Hot.
Not super hot at all, but like all the guys, including
Joanna
Doc.
Kearns Light.
Oh, Joanna Kearns smoking compared to this girl. She had a real big forehead,
and this girl had like dead eyes.
Yeah.
She looked shiny too.
Yeah,
for some
there was
reason.
nothing about her that was that special. So when all these guys were jumping all over her, including Doc
was the first one to, because Gopher wanted him to help him check people in, and then all of a sudden Doc was like, "That's not my job."
I'd also like to point out that this girl, the one that the Welcome Back Kotter girl,
Deborah Lee Scott, yes,
who's dead.
She died of
Damn.
cirrhosis. Yeah,
Damn, really? That's fucked up.
she died young,
man.
52.
How long ago was that? I mean, she was probably like 20 in this episode, 25. So
Yeah, I don't remember
in
the
the
date.
90s, probably, right?
2005, maybe.
Wow. Okay. But
Possibly. That would make her born in like 50.
she was probably born in 50-ish.
I think she might have been born around 52, which is when my mom was born.
Too young, 52. God damn, Brian. 52, so.
You're going to be 52 2 months after me.
Yeah, but I'm in.
So there was a few people.
I'm in perfect health.
There was a few people
I'm
involved
all
in this
good.
episode, right? So we had
What I wanted to say was,
4 main characters for this episode.
so you had
for
the
this,
two guys and the
for
two
the
girls.
story, I'm sorry.
The two guys and the two girls. So everybody was macking on the blonde girl, and the other girl, the quote, I'm air quoting around my mic, the ugly one, no one wanted anything to do with. But she's got to be used to that, right? She can't have any kind of. She even said like, okay, everybody wants her, and.
But it's almost like the ones where they're like, "Oh, she's so ugly, the ugly duckling," and then she just takes her glasses off and puts her hair down, and she's super hot.
Didn't we talk about this already? I feel like we
Did
talked
we?
about this was the Not Another Teen Movie girl. Why do I feel we talked about this
I
already?
apologize if we did. I don't recall.
Well, that was that was the
probably
plot
did.
of that movie where the Not Another Teen Movie girl. She was like super hot, except she had glasses and overalls on, and they were like, "Oh my god, she's got paint on her overalls and glasses," and she was super hot as soon as like that wasn't on.
But she was already super hot. You could
Yeah.
see it too, but it was just so.
So it's
obnoxious,
so
yeah.
funny how Hollywood makes ugly. Ugly is only super is relative, I guess.
And we get here. Doc was the first one all over. Gopher was also fawning all over, dancing with
Which
her.
Gopher shouldn't even bother when Doc's in the room. I mean, he's a Doc. He's a Gopher. Like, what are you gonna, hey, yeah, he might be able to like make Doc the money, but I can make Gopher money.
You think Gopher should go for someone like Charo when she's on?
But didn't Doc have her too? Doc had her locked in his room for a weekend.
Like a week.
Gopher should just go for whatever Doc's like.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
you got
I forgot
that one.
she was in Doc's room for that whole cruise. When they,
I mean, honestly,
they found her early
as
on.
soon as Doc was macking on the blonde chick, Gopher should have moved on the other girl. But like, I'm not getting her.
Yeah, remember that
Doc's
one?
already sunk
How
her
about that
claws
one
in there.
episode when Gopher pulled the chair around and Doc sat right in the chair as Gopher swung the chair around? He's got
So Gopher needs to know what lane he's
like
in.
Gopher has to wait a few more years when he becomes a senator, and then he has
Senator Gopher.
Then it's a little more. He's got a little more leverage there. Senator.
I'm
Doctor,
Senator
Doctor,
Gopher, and I'll
Senator.
be voting on the following bill.
That Doc Adam Bricker no longer is allowed.
I am not nominating him for what's the head doctor? Surgeon General. Adam Bricker, Surgeon General. I vote nay. Nay, sir.
He's
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I just had a
testifying on
whole
Congress.
Love Boat future thing where Doc is the
We're writing
Surgeon
our own
Gen-
episodes
Doc
now.
is the Surgeon General and
Didn't they want to?
Steubing is the what's the head military guy? Like Joint Chiefs of Staff
Secretary of
or Defense, something like that. Yeah.
Wasn't there talk of a Love Boat in space? Like a TV
Well, we just
series
watched
that somebody
Gilligan
tried
in
to do?
space.
There was somebody wanted to do Love Boat in space. I don't know if it was Seth MacFarlane.
Love Boat in Space. Actually, that wouldn't be bad.
I think it could work. I mean, you got a bunch of people just going on like the different ships.
But they're kind of, I mean, depending on how you do it.
Is that the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, I think it is.
Depending on are they trapped in space for like years?
Well, light years.
They're much faster. Can it make 0.5 past light speed?
It can make the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Then I want to be on that ship if you can do that, because that's fast, man.
What's that Apple TV show with, or is it Apple or HBO Max with House? And it's just
I saw
Josh
that.
Gad.
I know what you're talking about. It was.
I don't even know.
It was
that.
pretty funny.
It was pretty good.
Wait, when you say it has to be
called.
Hugh Laurie?
Hugh Laurie,
and Josh Gad.
And that was very funny.
It's a cruise ship in space.
It's a cruise ship in space kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And they get stuck in space, though.
Well, if you're going to cruise in space, you're going to get stuck in space. There's a lot of space out there.
They're going to be out there for like 5 years.
I would think any cruise is going to take 5 years in space.
I don't know. Not with Bezos.
You can't even get to Mars in 5 years, right?
Amazon Prime for all your Christmas gifts.
Wouldn't that be great if like you could take a Amazon cruise ship and still get your Amazon packages delivered in like 24 hours? Then I'm in. If I can still get my shit.
Same day delivery now, too.
If I'm still getting my shit the same day, I'll take that cruise. The cruise will take 5 years. You order it on Amazon, you're getting it the next day. Fine.
Wasn't it you who told me last week? It was Tom Hanks who said, they asked him to go up and
he said $28 million.
He said, I'm good. And then they offered Michael Strahan.
And Michael Strahan's go. No. I think William Shatner went in Tom Hanks's place.
Oh, so he was in that.
But Strahan's now going. I would just like to
So
point
does that
out,
mean Strahan's paying $28 million?
I would just like to show you my phone. This, if you both can see that.
What is that?
These are all my Amazon notifications over the last
Somebody's doing their Christmas shopping.
36 hours. I'm not shitting you when it says 22 notifications since Sunday. Damn. Today's Saturday. So, okay. So not
almost,
36.
So a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Is that all your Christmas shopping?
This is all of Michelle's
that's Michelle, right?
mother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
This is Michelle's mother.
Oh, okay.
Doing her Christmas shopping and sending it all here. If you notice, my dining room is an Amazon fulfillment center right now because she's ordering for.
They're going to be up here for Christmas.
They're coming up in a couple of weeks, and so they're ordering for our family, Eric's family, Tara's family, Thomas. They're just getting all this shit.
But how great is that they have it just delivered here and they don't have to bring it up with them, obviously. I mean, saves them some. But you obviously lose that room. But you're down here, right? You don't want that room.
And I don't know why I'm getting the notifications. I don't know why. Every once
in
a while, I'm like, hey, I asked for that book. I'm like, cool, I guess I'm getting that.
You must have the Amazon
I don't know
on there, and it's just you got to turn off.
I'm on like the low rent Amazon app. I think Michelle got it through Daniel's school.
But you need to unsubscribe.
Yeah. But I'm not doing any of that. But now I get all the
Christmas
updates.
presents.
Oh, speaking of Michael Strahan, I thought you might want my ticket stub from the game.
I'll take it, bro.
Is it signed?
No. But Brian and I went to the Giants-Eagles game the other day.
I saw some pictures. Nice.
They did the Michael Strahan halftime. They retired his number. It's very cool.
Number 92, right?
Can I just tell? Let's talk about that for 5 minutes here, just in the middle of our Love Boat podcast.
Yeah, that'll make up for the time that we lost on the first story that we.
And I don't want to talk about that anymore, so I want to talk about this now, so I won't get angry. So Brian and I went with our other friends, Brian and Chris. Chris got the tickets through his.
Chris got the tickets. What is that?
What?
Was he British?
Chris got the tickets. Oh, that's not his name. No. Chris received the tickets through his company, and
you didn't know where you were going to be sitting.
We didn't know where we were going to be sitting. This guy over here, just I had to hold back. This guy over here didn't want to go if it was going to be cold or rainy or windy or outside. No elements.
To my defense,
some backstory too. He's not a football fan or sports fan.
Nor should he have gone. Nor should he have gone. His wife, who's a gigantic Eagle fan, fuck her for being an Eagle fan. She should have gone.
Full disclosure: the Eagles were playing the Giants in this game.
I think I started with Eagles Giants.
Oh, did you say that?
Maybe not. But anyway, even if I didn't, his wife's a gigantic
Strahan.
Eagle fan. She should have gone anyway. No matter if it was inside, outside, no matter where it was, she should have gone. She's an Eagle fan. Chris, the guy that got the tickets, Eagle fan. Other Brian, me, Giant fans. Should have been 2 Eagle fans, 2 Giant fans. Instead, it was 2 Giant fans, Eagle fan. This guy.
What did you wear?
I wore an Eagles hat.
He wore brown.
Oh, so he's there for UPS?
Yes. He was representing the Cleveland Browns.
Listen, I was the perfect person to go to this game because I would be the one to appreciate it, and I couldn't care what either team won or lost. So I enjoyed it.
He was perfect mixing with all the people in this super box that didn't care about the game.
Speaking of super box, you had the super box.
So we're driving up. We get all the way up to Giant Stadium. We're like in the traffic going through the turnpike. If you've ever been to Giant Stadium for a game, as soon as you get through the turnpike, it is a nightmare. It is 40,000 people all trying to park at one time because we got there late. It's now like 12 o'clock. Game's at 1 o'clock. We didn't leave till 11.
You didn't get down there early.
We didn't do any tailgating at all. So we're pulling.
So you just mainlined it in the car.
We didn't drink at all. We were driving up, and Chris is like, "Oh, the parking pass and everything's in the glove compartment." So I'm shotgun. I pull out the parking pass. I pull it out. He's like, "Where are we parking?" I'm like, "Dude, really?" So the parking pass.
How far away was it?
The Platinum Premium Parking Pass. And when I say that, I am not joking. When there were 4 P's in a row, I'm like the Platinum Premium Pass. So we're driving up on the stadium. You can see the stadium's coming at you. They're waving everybody. They're like saying, "You see Pennsylvania that way? Keep fucking going." And I hold the thing out, and they're like, "Oh, come here." They're moving cones out of the way. We're like, get the fuck out of here.
Like
so
golden.
Dude. So we parked like 20 steps from the stadium. I was like, God,
I thought you were going to say you parked really far.
No, we parked like right there. So we park. We're in the stadium. 3 minutes later, we're there, and yeah, it's a box. It's a box, and
that's
the way Giant Stadium has their boxes now, where you're inside, and then you can go outside to watch the game. The seats are outside, but there's an inside part.
Like a door to go inside.
Yeah. So Chris's company had the food and the beverages already provided for us, so we didn't have to pay anything for the food, beverages, parking, tickets, nothing, all free. It was great. It was a great time. And the woman's like, "Oh, the beer's right there." And I looked around. I'm like, this woman has no idea who has just walked in this room right now. They're like, "Oh, we got a 12-pack of beer." We're like, "Yeah, that shit's gone."
Like, what time is it?
But there were beers left.
And
by
you didn't
the
drink
end.
on the way there.
And we didn't drink on the yeah. So we were like shotgunning beers and stuff like that. But it was a really nice box. We had great seats. Like 25-yard line.
Just sit outside for the game?
Yeah, Eagles side of the field. Sat outside for the game.
You were on the right side of the field. I know you said that too.
Well, then they did the Strahan halftime show, and the seats were when they put the dais up, it was facing us. I couldn't even believe it. I could not believe that the dais was facing us because we're the Eagles. They should have had it facing the Giants side. I couldn't believe it, but that was awesome. So Strahan did his thing. Eli was there. Jesse Armstead, Sean O'Hara, some other Giants from the past. It was great. And the Giants won. Nice. And then it was Chris's gig. So at one point he was like, "Dude," he's like, "I know you care more than anybody else. When I'm ready to bail, are you ready to bail?" I'm like, "Dude," "this is your gig, man.
Yeah.
Whenever you are ready to go,
that,
I am ready to go." So with like 3.5 minutes left in the game, he's like, "We're going to go." I'm like, "Ooh, now I'm not ready to go because it's a close game and I don't want to go." But we left, and I had to watch the rest on my phone as I'm walking through the thing. I'm like, "What's going on?" I hear people cheering. I hear people cheering. That sounds good. Oh, they're all booing. That's not good. That's not good.
Bumping into people.
And I am not. I have never been a leaver early guy ever. Ever would I ever leave a game early. So when we were leaving early, I'm like, "Oh, this is not what I want to do." And I'm in the super box with 24 other people. I'm the only one wearing a jersey.
I think when we saw the Phillies beat the Reds 18-1, I think we
stayed the whole time for that. That was a great game. Poor Allen.
Remember they scored 10 in the first.
Yeah, I think there was a grand slam in the first.
Yeah, Allen was there.
And he's a Reds fan.
You know who else was there? My cousin Rich.
Was he the fourth? Rich, yeah. Because there were 4 of us. That was hot dog night. That was dollar dog night. And I went up to the front, and they're like, "You can only order 4's the max." I'm like, "Oh, then I guess I'll take 4. And I remember walking away with 4 hot dogs. I'm like, "What? I don't want 4 hot dogs." But she said, she said 4's the max. So I got nervous. I was just like, "Oh, well, I better just take 4 then."
Those hot dogs are so good there, too. Oh, man.
Well, I probably would have taken 2. But as soon as she said 4's the max, I got nervous. I was like, "I'll just take 4. As I'm shoving hot dogs down my mouth. Oh, Logan,
There he
bro?
is.
Yeah, Love Boat. What?
No, that was we were making up for some lost time with the
Yeah, this is terrible.
with the incident from earlier. We're having a tough one here. We're getting through it though, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even care about the Love Boat anymore. Let's not even talk about it.
Did you want to talk about the inspector real quick or no?
Sure. I mean, the whole episode was the dumb girl, Jim Backus, dumb girl. Like, who's the
Jim Backus ends up being the author.
Unfortunately,
for
they did
Marvin books.
They make you think it's someone while you're obviously supposed to think it's another one, but then they cheated and it wasn't any of them. That's the worst kind of thing. Jim Backus is the author, so he keeps. I have to write this down.
She was
I have
reporting
to,
back to her
and
daughter.
she kept saying, "I have to report back," and she's an idiot. And you're like, "Oh, okay, she's faking it." And then at the end of the show, they're like, "It wasn't any of them. It was the Russian guy's son who missed the boat." That is bad writing when you misdirect and misdirect. And
the whole episode, that guy would pop in at the end of almost every scene, saying something and in another language, which I guess is Russian. Now we learned that he was a Russian.
Como se dice? And
but
you're like, what?
The thing that he was saying was,
my son's
"Where's my son, the inspector?"
Yeah, right.
It's like, come on,
because anybody would know that. You're on a boat that no one speaks your language, and you're going to say, "Where's my son, the inspector?" Not like telephone. I need to make a call. I guess you don't know that in English either, but
I would think he has to know the way his son spoke English. He has to know some sort of English, you would think.
Well, and this is 1978, and Russia's,
they're the enemy.
Iron Curtain.
They're the enemy.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Bad writing.
How
that
was
was
he
dumb.
in the United States?
That whole plot, as we've discussed many times,
That
the Love
was
Boat always has that one stupid plot.
they wasted Jim Backus.
Yeah,
I thought.
dumb, because now obviously he was the writer of the, what was it, Marvin
books.
Marvin
He played he was Marvin in the episode, so he was writing.
Oh, his name was Marvin.
So his name was about.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, Marvin, something with the mosquito.
Marvin, the bus driver. Marvin, takes a cruise. Marvin,
and Marvin falls in love at the end with
Marvin
Gavin
Freebase's
McLeod's future wife.
Right.
So they end
Do
up.
you think she slept with Jim Backus and Gavin McLeod?
Also, going back to the.
And she was much younger than him, right? I mean, she was a young person, right? Was she not young?
I don't think she was that young. No,
She seemed young because she was so dumb.
I think her hair was blonde, but she wasn't.
But she seemed so dumb.
She was very dumb. Yes.
I mean, she was dumb. She didn't seem dumb. She was dumb.
I forgot about it. I wanted to go back to that Deborah Lee part, but there's nothing important that I needed to talk about with that.
I don't remember who Deborah Lee is.
She's the Welcome Back Cotter girl that
what happened with her?
No, I thought I was going to say something about that storyline, but I forgot what I wanted to say. So,
man, the Love Boat podcast died today, man. This thing, it's over.
I don't think it's over.
This is it. You didn't even want to watch it last week.
No, I did.
Now we're talking about it.
I just didn't want to watch that and then come here, do that, and then watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, which, by the way, is sickening.
Never watched that.
I can't even. It's just. It's sick, man.
Just watch for Carrie Fisher's cocaine nose. That's it.
I think we saw Coke Boogie, didn't we? Like like the Neil Young in the Last Waltz.
She was awful. Poor Carrie Fisher.
Do you want to know who's in next week's episode?
Oh wow, yeah. Let's do that. Wow, we zoomed through this. Other than the fact that we did not.
And this was actually we're live in person. This is not on Zoom.
Boo.
That was bad. Yeah, cut that. Beep beep boop beep bop boop beep boop. All right, so let's see here. Our next episode is gonna have some special guests, and they are.
If I look over, that thing's blinking.
Patty Duke
again.
Yeah,
Patty Duke. On Patty Duke,
back,
right?
Yeah, I'll let you know if it's a recurring character.
Oh my god!
Next week.
I hope it is. She was the one that was her grandmother was trying to marry her off.
Yeah, Ruth Gordon was her grandmom. Yeah,
I hate that I know that. I don't remember my kids' names anymore, but I remember why Patty Duke was on.
Frankie Avalon.
Oh, okay.
That's a first. Barbie Benton.
Oh, Barbie Benton. I know the name. Why do I know who she is?
She's like one of those supermodel hot actresses.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I know who. She's not Ringo's wife, right?
No, that's Barbara Bach.
Oh, okay.
And Catherine
Another
Bach
double
was
B.
the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah. Jamie Farr, which is a repeat, right?
I don't think he's been on yet.
Oh, yeah. Maybe was he in maybe the pilot?
I don't think Jamie Farr's been on.
For some reason, I thought
Swit was on. Well, we talked about Jamie Farr a lot when we were talking about the Chiller Theater that we didn't go to.
Damn, that sucks that we missed that.
It does.
Ricky Nelson.
The late Ricky Nelson.
Yes.
Are we talking about like child Ricky Nelson at this point?
Ricky
he's
Nelson?
a kid.
No, he had that song Garden Party in the 70s.
So he's like
he was on the show in the 50s, wasn't he?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It was the 50s, I think.
But he died young, right? He died in the 80s,
young.
right?
He died. He was only 45.
It was his kids that formed the band Nelson, right?
Yes.
And may they all rot in hell for that.
You know how Ricky Nelson died, right?
Plane crash, right?
Yeah. That is correct. Carol White, I don't know the name or face real quick by looking at it. That would be the full cast in alphabetical order at first, the special guests. After that, we have Shelley Long. So she was probably...
As a nobody kind of...
maybe
Joanne
up and
Kearns
coming,
kind of thing.
And that's it for next week.
That's a big cast.
That's not bad. Yeah, I think we got some good names to go over.
And this week, all they could get is Jim Backus. Oh, lovey.
Yeah, Jim Backus.
And he's not making anybody tune in.
It makes
no one's saying like...
What makes this tough is when I'm writing...
Brian, Jim Backus is going to be on the Love Boat tonight. We have to watch it.
Discussing the characters when it's like, I don't know their real name. I don't know any character name from something else they've been in. It makes it so difficult to be like...
Well, I think we struggled with that today.
Was this Sarah?
You were
Susan?
naming people. He's like, Greg Abbott played John Smith. I'm like, I don't know any of those.
Jim Abbott
people,
pitched the no-hitter with one arm.
With one hand, right?
One hand, right, yeah.
But when you're naming people in their character names and their real names.
See, Jim Backus, I'm going to either call him Jim Backus or Thurston Howell the third the whole way through.
I would call him Lovey only because it sounds funny.
That's what he's yeah.
Oh, Lovey.
Hey, Lovey.
All right, enough of that shit.
This has been Jason. You can find me at Jesus74 on Twitter. We're on Exciting and New on Instagram, Exciting and New on Twitter. Brian, you would also say we're on Facebook,
and TikTok.
Exciting and New, and TikTok, Exciting and New.
Oh, this is Andy. If you've listened to this episode, thank you. And I mean, listen, the next one will be better. We're firing the producer. We'll get it. We'll get it.
But we are going to keep this good. Mic. I like this.
We'll get it good. We'll get it good again. I mean, this was a train wreck. I feel bad for you.
It wasn't that bad.
And you're Brian.
Oh, I'm Brian.
Wait, was his mic on?